So we've talked about 3 of the big 5 cost problems, comparisons. Hopefully you've been flooded with ideas. We've got 2 left, and we're going to cover them together now, reviews and best. They're quite similar. I think, once again, you're going to see a bunch of opportunities where you can apply this because you've gotten so many questions over the years about these 2 subjects. Have you ever been asked by a potential customer, if you were us and we didn't choose you, is there anybody else that you might recommend? Yeah? You've been asked that question before? If they ask you that question, it means they trusted you enough to even ask it in the first place. But what do most companies say when someone says to you, so is there anybody else that you might recommend? I mean, we like you guys and all. But normally, we don't have much of an answer, or we'll say something like, I don't know, I mean, there's nobody quite like us. Well, one time when I was this is back in the day when I was still just a pool guy selling pools, probably around 2012, right at the end of my pool sales career, I was with a couple in Richmond, Virginia, and sat down with them for about 2.5 hours, gave them a quote, and at the end of giving them a quote, they said to me, Marcus, we like you. We think we want to get this pool from you, but if we don't get this pool from you, is there anybody else that you might recommend? And I thought to myself, man, I hate this question. Because it meant I probably wasn't selling the pool that night, which I wasn't, but I did have a long drive home. And I thought to myself as I was headed home, well, they asked the question, which means what? That's right, I've got to answer it. Remember the rule? They ask, you answer. So I went home that evening, and late that night, I wrote this article right here that you see on the screen. Who are the best pool builders in Richmond, Virginia? Reviews/ratings. And I came up with a list of 5 of the best pool builders in Richmond, Virginia. Now, first question for you. Did I put myself on that list of 5, yes or no? Huh? You're like, well, I hope you did, Marcus. But here's the problem. If you produce a best of list, and then you put yourself on said list, what happens? Yeah, you lose trust, you lose credibility, and what is our compass here? It's trust, and so I didn't put myself on that list. And you're saying to yourself, Marcus, man, this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm so confused right now. Stay with me. First off, if they're reading this article, where are they? Yeah, they're on my website. So I'm already winning. But let's be hypothetical. Let's say you went online, you search best pool builders, Richmond, Virginia, and suddenly this article pops up. It's the first thing you see, and you start to read it. Now, I'm going to read it out loud to you, and follow along with me and tell me what would be your impression of this company if you were reading this. Now, remember, you just moved to Richmond, Virginia, and you're just looking to work with an honest swimming pool company. Here we go. Each year, we at River Pools and Spas meet with well over 100 households in the Central Virginia, Richmond area with respect to their in-ground swimming pool installation. And because so many folks know our thoughts and feelings from this website on all things pool construction, they often ask us, who are some of the other builders and competitors we have in the area? We're never ones to shy away from being blatantly honest with respect to the competition. And we want our customers to be as informed as possible. Here's a list of some of the companies that have a solid in-ground pool building history in the Richmond area. So tell me, what's your impression of this company right now? Feel like they're honest? Yep. Do you feel like they're an expert? Yep. Do they say they're the expert? Nope. But you feel it. Why? Because they were willing to address the question. Just the mere fact that they were willing to openly talk about their industry, their competitors like this makes you say this company is very different. And so, what is the result of a piece of content like this? Well, let me show you exactly what happened. Of course, if you go online, you search best pool builders, Richmond, Virginia, that alone has generated just a ton of cash for the business. But here's where it gets very interesting, very interesting. Let's say you went online and you searched reviews, Playmore Pools, Richmond, Virginia. So Playmore Pools happens to be my biggest competitor in Richmond, Virginia. Now, once you get past the Yelp results, the second one you're going to see, and the first one you're probably going to click on is who? That's right, my company. And that's why today, if you're researching any of my competitors online, generally speaking, you're going to learn about them where? Yep, my website. Awesome, isn't it? Now, you might be saying to yourself, that's crazy. True story. I had a lady come to me, I guess it was about 7 years ago. And she said, Marcus, I was this close to buying a pool from Playmore Pools. But before I bought that pool, I decided to go online and research their company. And as I was researching their company, I stumbled across this article that you guys had written. And I said, my goodness, these guys are so honest. I should probably call them too. And of course, you know what happened, don't you? Because otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing with you the story. That article generated over $200,000 in sales its first year. Now, I know that's not a lot necessarily to your business, but that's a lot for a swimming pool company. And you might be saying to yourself also, well, what did the competitors say to you? All right, let's look really quick what I said about Playmore Pools. So I said, under Playmore Pools, having been around for years, Playmore Pools is located in the Mechanicsville area and specializes in vinyl liner in-ground pools. The company also installs fiberglass pools and has a heavy emphasis on automatic pool cover installations. Where did that information come from? Yeah, it came from their website. And so what has been the reaction of my competitors over the years? Like literally, I'll go to a show, an event, like some pool show or whatever. Competitor will come up to me and they'll say something like, Marcus, I don't know why you put us on that list, but I want to thank you. And of course, I'm just thinking to myself, no, thank you. But I don't say that out loud. So this is the essence of They Ask, You Answer. Now, does that, what we just talked about, apply to recruiting? Oh, yeah. Best companies to work for. And you can even get specific. Best companies for certain types of skills or certain types of careers, certain types of positions. You want to start to really dominate the web in terms of when people in your field are looking, or even if they're not in the field yet. Here's the thing, folks. As we know, when it comes to this industry, we've got to grow our pool of potential recruits, employees, workers, etc. One way to do that is by really teaching the marketplace, and you might have a best of, which is best type of employment or best career options for, and you could talk about somebody with a particular skill. So somebody with a particular skill who doesn't even realize that they should be in this industry because it hasn't been introduced to them. They research that online and like, son of a gun, I had never considered that option. And this is how we can inject ourselves into the conversations and the thoughts of potential recruits around the world. So that's best, that's reviews. Hopefully you're seeing what's possible. Is that different? Yeah. Is that something that most of your competitors are going to do? Definitely not. And once again, that's a very, very good thing. And by doing what we've talked about, this is how we became the most trafficked swimming pool website in the world. You realize when we started this at River Pools, we were getting about 2,000 visitors a month. And today, we're getting almost 1 million visitors a month during the summer, all because of this philosophy of They Ask, You Answer.